Pavitra. All right. So we'll start with methodology survey questionnaire now. All right. All right. So the survey questionnaire, a lot of students they ask me, teacher, how many questions minimum and all that. All right. So it depends on how many subtopics you have. Okay. So I want a minimum of 10 questions because 2 questions will go for your demographics, okay? And then minimum 4 subtopics, right? So 2 questions for each subtopic, that will give you 8 questions plus your demographic 2, it will give you 10 questions. So that is why I've written it here, minimum 10 questions, minimum. Okay, so if you have 5 subtopics, then you will have around 12 questions. And then some students, they are hardworking. They want to ask more than 2 questions in each subtopic. You can do that as well. I'm not stopping you. Okay, it's up to you, but my minimum requirement is 10 questions at least. Okay, so make sure you you know this, all right? Because if it's too few questions, then it's very hard to analyze and get the results as well. So 10 is just nice. Okay, and if you have too many, then you're going to be burdened down with analyzing and you have a lot of work to do. Okay, so just stay with me and just formulate 10 questions and get it done and over with. Okay, don't have to have too many questions. It won't give you extra marks. All right, but if you too few questions, then it's going to be a problem as well. It's not going to elicit the type of results or findings that you need to present in your chapter 4. You need to report in your chapter 4. Okay, and you can either use the Google Forms or the Microsoft Forms. You know Microsoft Forms? Okay, that one I think it is given free to you all, right? Because you are Sunway students, you are given the Microsoft Office access or something like that. You can use that as well. Or the simplest way and the most common way is to use the Google Forms. It's really easy to use as well. Okay, you choose which one you want to use. Okay, Google Forms or Microsoft Forms. Okay. So Microsoft Forms, one good thing is you will be able to use the results in Excel format, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but you don't need the Excel format. I just need the graph only, the pie charts and all that. Right? Then in the survey questionnaire, you will have about 4 to 6 sections. Okay, 1 is for the demographic, then 4 is the, what you call that? Subtopics. Sorry, it's not 4 to 6, it's 5 to 6 because minimum is 4 subtopics, right? Okay, maximum about 5 subtopics. I don't think anyone will have 6 subtopics. So 5 to 6 subtopics. And then 2 to 3 questions each. Okay, I think I told you just now, each subtopic have about 2 to 3 questions. 2 is the minimum lah. Okay, and then participants, it's written here 50 participants, but I accept 30 to 50. That range, 30 to 50 participants minimum. Okay, because some people they cannot find that many, so I am still okay with 30 to 50. Okay, not 10 lah, not 8, not 2. Okay, 30 is all right. Okay. Okay, next you need to formulate the step 1, which is demographics. Okay, a lot of people, they do not know what demographics is. Okay, demographics information relates to your participants. Okay, information about your participants. For example, what's their gender, what is their age. Okay, if you're doing academic performance, this is really important. The CGPA is really important because then you will have to compare the subtopics with the CGPA. You have to link it to the CGPA because you want to see how it impacts their academic performance. Okay, so this is step 1. This is demographics. Okay, so you need to create questions related to the demographics of your participants. Okay, that's step 1. Okay, this is a sample. Okay, section 1 questions, demographic information. For example, what is your gender? How old are you? And then section 2 questions, what is your current CGPA? What is the total time you spend on your cell phone each day? So this one will be able to measure the frequency versus your CGPA. Is it the more time you spend, the higher your CGPA or the lower your CGPA? And of course, what kind of purpose you use your phone for. Okay, do you use your phone to call or text? Okay, I would prefer you not to use have questions that are yes and no. Okay, let's say they say, do you use your, instead of do you use your phone to call? Yes, no. Do you use your phone to text? Yes, no. Just ask something like, do you use your cell phone to call or text? Then option 1 is yes. Option 1 is to call. Option 2 is to text. So you have like a very solid answer instead of yes or no. If your 10 question all yes and no, right, you're going to be gg.com already, because you will not be able to get the results or outcome or findings that you are expecting to get. Okay. So section 2, using mobile, do you use your mobile phone to play games? Then you have something like sometimes, rarely, always, not yes and no. Okay, sometimes, rarely, okay, frequently, all right, always. Use that kind of answers for your question. Okay, if yes, how much time do you spend? Don't have open-ended questions, because if you have 30 participants, they give you 30 different answers, you're going to be you will die analyzing it. So what do you do? 1 to 2 hours a day, 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 to 5 hours a day, 6 hours and above. Give them a choice. Okay, don't leave any questions open-ended for them to fill out. It's very difficult to analyze. So I'm telling you first, do not have open-ended questions. Do not have yes and no questions, because you will not be able to get the findings that you are expecting to get. So instead, put sometimes, rarely, always, frequently, something like that. Have options, give them options. Okay. I would recommend you to use the multiple choice question. But some students, they want to use Likert scale. Do you know what is Likert scale? Do you like Sean? Strongly agree to strongly disagree. In between is neutral. Okay? That is Likert scale. Okay? If you have Likert scale, then everything else make it into Likert scale. Create a questionnaire in terms of Likert scale. But demographics, you cannot have Likert scale, yeah? Okay, only demographics. So your chapter, your subtopic 1 to 4, if everything is Likert scale, standardize it. Everything must be Likert scale. If it's multiple choice question, everything must be multiple choice question. I'm not saying that you cannot mix, but then can you think about the work that you have to do later on? And when you report your findings, it's going to be like A1 is Likert scale, A1 is graph, 1 is bar chart. It's going to be very inconsistent. It will affect your flow and organization, and there are marks for it. So make sure it's consistent and standardized. So your survey questionnaire, make sure if you are multiple choice question, every single question, multiple choice question. Okay, do not use yes and no. I repeat. Okay, and do not let them fill up themselves the open-ended question. How much time do you spend playing games? Oh, Sean will put 30 minutes now. Kimberly 1 hour. Pavitra 3 hours. Wow, everybody has different answers. How are you going to analyze? You have to describe, right, your data later on. Oh, 1% says they play games, 2% say, oh, then you have to describe and analyze a lot. You will die trying. CGPA also, do not leave it blank for them to answer. What do you do? 3.7 to 4, 3.5 to 3.69. Okay, the CGPA, right, a lot of people will fall between 3 to 4. So your answers cannot be 3 to 4, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, 0 to 1. Cannot be like that. Then you have everybody at the same range only. Then how are you going to analyze? You must think of all these technicalities, okay? So what you do is you make it as close as possible, 3.8 to 4, 3.5 to 3.69, okay, 3.3 to 3.49, okay, then 3 to 3.29, something like that, so that you will have a spread, okay? Because most people, I tell you, unless you are distracted or you're not paying attention, most people will score 3 and above in foundation. Okay, all right. Ken, any questions so far? Okay, so basically the survey questionnaire, it will look something like this only. Okay, he has 5 subtopics, that's why he has 6 subsections. Okay, I want your survey questionnaire to look like this when you include it in your methodology chapter 3. I want it to look like this, where you separate every single subsection and put it underneath the subsection. And I want to see it in the same format like this. Same format. Okay, so you can do a pilot study. Okay, optional, I leave it up to you, because after a while I think that as long as you show me your survey questionnaire in the next class, you will share it with me in the next class. I will You will share and I will give you a comment. Okay, then you're going to fix your survey questionnaire. Okay, so I'm going to put